Hello everybody, my name is Dominique. I live in Fuengirola in Malaga, Spain, and my father is Lebanese. So today we're going to do an oriental Lebanese dish. We need some long grain rice, we need bay leaves, we need 2 onions, we need a cinnamon stick, we need some cinnamon powder, we need a large chicken, we need some almonds, peeled almonds, not salted or anything. And we need 250 grams of minced beef. We need 2 saucepans. One of them has to be non-stick. So we start off, and of course we need some 7 spices, which you can only get from Lebanon or in a Lebanese restaurant. You could maybe ask them to sell it to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start chopping one of our onions. It's just a rough chop because this is going to go in to give us some flavor in our juice with the chicken. In the meantime, we put some olive oil into our big pan because that's going to fit the whole chicken in, and we start heating that up. Whilst that is heating, we chop our onions. When our oil is nice and hot, we add our chicken, and you can hear it sizzle. That's the right sound. Not for very long. Make sure we turn it over. All we want is to seal it and get some colour. Once that's ready, we're going to add our cinnamon sticks, we add some salt, we add our 7 spices, we add our 3 bay leaves, and we add our chopped onions. With just a pinch of 7 spices, not too much. And we add our onions, as I've already said, and then we're going to cover this with water. If you have a pressure cooker, then do it in your pressure cooker. If not, you just do it normal, and it will probably take about 45 minutes to 1 hour because we want it really, really cooked, because we're going to just pull the meat off the skin, off the leg afterwards. So whilst that is cooking, we're going to prepare our rice. We now get our second onion, and with this we have to chop it properly. We need to finely chop it. Very, very finely. This is a chopping technique. This is how to chop an onion. It's a technique that I was taught in hotel school. I went to La Roche, which is a Swiss hotel school here in Marbella. And my chef, Mr. Chris Burton, taught us how to do this. And I've always used this technique ever since. I hope he's watching and he can see that I still use it, and it comes in very, very handy. So hi chef if you're watching. And anyway, in the meantime, we chop up our onions, make sure it's all finely chopped. We're now going to get our other saucepan, and we're going to put a knob of butter or ghee if you have ghee, either or. We use a knob of butter or a little bit of ghee, not very much because the chicken is going to release a lot of oil. It is going to release a lot of fat. So once this is all chopped and we've got our butter, we heat this up a little bit because we're going to fry off the onions. As I say, we're only going to fry them off. So we put the onions in, give them a little bit of a stir, and then we bring the heat down. We don't want the onions to go brown. We want them to be soft. Okay? So there's the butter. We're going to add our onions to it now. And this is where we add our 7 spices. Probably double the amount that we added in with our chicken. All right? So we cook the onions off a little bit. Add our spices to the onions. Give it a mix. Don't want anything to stick to the bottom. That's why I said this is to be a non-stick pan, because we are also going to cook our rice here, okay? So you want to make sure that it's deep enough. And now we're going to add our minced beef. And then we're going to bring the heat down. We want the beef to be cooked all the way through. We don't want it to be raw. So, and we also want it to be dry. We don't want any of the juices. And that's how you're going to know when it's ready, when there's no juices left. If you do get your minced beef from a butcher, which I always do, ask the butcher to put it through the mincer twice. That way it will be nice and thin. So once our minced beef is ready, we now turn off the heat and we put this to one side. In the meantime, you can split your almonds. You're only going to use half the amount that I showed you at the beginning, literally just a handful. This meal will feed between 5 and 6 people. So if you want to do it for more, you just have to double the ingredients. Okay? The almonds, we're going to toast the almonds. So just a small pan, add a tiny little bit of olive oil, make sure it's hot and put the almonds in. We're only going to give the almonds a little bit of a colour. As I say, we want toasted almonds. We don't want anything else. Make sure you don't burn them. These cook very, very quickly. Okay? And then we just put it to one side and we save it for later. We're not going to use these in the meantime, so you can put them away. And now comes the dirty job. See, our chicken is ready. It's falling off the bone, which is how it should be. And we're going to drain all of our liquid, but don't put this in the bin. We're going to keep it. This is what we're going to cook our rice with, okay? So drain it and then get a large workspace and you're going to put your chicken on your workspace, because now we're going to take off all the skin, we're going to take away all the bone, but we're going to try and keep as much as we can of the onions. So throw your bay leaf away, throw the cinnamon stick away, we don't need this anymore. If you can get the onion that you've had in there, we're going to add this into our juice. This is going to be our stock to cook our rice. Once we add it into our juice, we're going to get the blender and we're going to blend the onions into the juice, okay? Once this is ready, again, we put this to one side because this is what we're going to cook our rice with. So here we are, getting our chicken, peel the chicken. The breast, keep the breast whole. Don't shred the breast, keep the breast whole. So the legs and the wings, we're going to add into our minced beef, okay? And we're keeping the breast to one side. Not all of it because it's a lot. In the meantime, we skim the juice because this will have a thick layer of fat on the top. So now we have our onions, our minced beef, and a little bit of one of the chicken legs or chicken thighs. Whilst this is just frying off, make sure you wash your rice, please. It has to be washed. And again, only long grain rice. Once that's it, fry it off very little, a few seconds, nothing more. And I suppose rice, everybody knows, if you use 1 cup of rice, you want to use 2 cups of water. So I used 1 of the rice, so now I will put 2 of the water. This is not water, of course, this is our stock. And now this has started to boil. We put a lid on it and we bring the heat right down. In about half an hour, we try it. If it needs any salt, we add some salt. And then we plate our rice at the bottom. We put our chicken on the top and we finish it off with the toasted almonds. If you like, you can eat this with some plain yogurt. It's lovely, and some salad. Enjoy.